The sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
Hey there, Bulldog. Good morning, sir.
Sports page brought to you by Hard Rock Hotel, Daytona Beach, the perfect weekend beach getaway. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. Make your reservations. HardRockHotels.com/Daytona Beach. Where do you guys want to start? You want to start with football? The Magic getting back on the winning track? Let's start with the Magic getting back on the winning track. I was so hard on them yesterday. Well, last night looked like Magic basketball is supposed to look. They were playing defense. They held Charlotte, which was one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league, to only 11 three-pointers made. The Magic win the game 123-107. 5 different Magic players scored in double figures last night, including the Franz Wagner, 21 points, Paolo, 20, Wendell Carter Jr., 18. Anthony Black looked really good in the starting lineup last night. He scored 20. He played in place of Jalen Suggs, who still isn't playing back-to-back games because of injury management. He's coming back from that serious injury from last year. So Magic get back on the winning track. That was good news.
Lightning also won in overtime last night, dog, against Dallas. So that's also good news.
That's really good news.
I have some not so good news for you guys. Unfortunately, no F1 desk this weekend.
It's an off week for F1. Mm-hmm. I know how excited you get for our F1 Insight.
So no F1 desk.
Not an off week for NASCAR. In fact, it's championship week out in Phoenix at Phoenix Raceway. All right, who we picking? You know who I got. There's 4 drivers remaining. I'm sure, Taco, you know the 4 that are involved.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm going to root for Chase Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe is involved. Denny Hamlin's there. Billy Byron.
I was going Hamlin.
You're going to go Denny Hamlin. I'm going, of course, Kyle Larson. Nobody taking Billy Byron. Okay. All right. So Billy Byron left out in the cold.
I'll take him, too. Why not?
All right, Sunday afternoon.
Your Dolphins last night, back to life, back to reality. We thought something might have clicked after the Dolphins' shocking blowout victory over the Falcons last week. Well, last night the Dolphins were back to being the embarrassment that they've been for most of the season. They get blown out 28-6 at home.
It felt like a Ravens home game, though. Did you see the stands?
Packed.
Oh, many Ravens fans in there.
Man.
Hey, and Doug.
In fact, there were so many Ravens fans in there. They forced Miami into a key penalty.
Yeah.
They were going for it on 4th and 1, and they got a false start because the crowd was so loud for the Ravens.
Blew a gasket.
He was F at first, and a main word out of his mouth, F-bomb, screaming it. That you thought his head was going to pop. Remember when you said you thought it was going to click with the Dolphins? The click you heard last night was people turning their TVs off at about third quarter. Goodbye.
Yeah, it was so bad that Lamar Jackson made his return last night, and the MVP chants in that stadium reverberated at Miami's Hard Rock Stadium. He looked like the MVP. Throws for 4 touchdowns last night. Derrick Henry's running the ball again. It's amazing what happens when your MVP caliber quarterback returns, because everything's clicking now for the Ravens, who, by the way, who've won 2 in a row. They're 3-5. I told you yesterday, they're the betting favorite to win the wide open AFC North. Mm-hmm. So the Dolphins, I don't know what they're going to do now. The trade deadline is next week. Is it time for them to just start trading some assets and begin the rebuild? I don't know.
It's so funny he said that, because right then somebody texted in at 22526, sell the team, clean house. I mean,
sell the team. Just shut it down. Just completely fold the franchise.
Kill the Dolphin.
Again, God, not a great week of games in the NFL. I mean, there's the big Buffalo at Kansas City game. That should be interesting, obviously. I'm taking the Chiefs in that one, but the Buffalo usually beats the Chiefs in the regular season. I think they've won 4 straight regular season games against the Chiefs. They just can't beat them in the playoffs. My Jaguars at Vegas. That's not a good game. Jaguars should win that one. Are you seeing any great games on the schedule?
You mentioned the one I had circled.
What, Kansas City, Buffalo?
Yeah.
And Kansas City's firing on all cylinders right now. So, I mean,
your meatheads play Minnesota. Minnesota's supposed to have their quarterback J.J. McCarthy back, so maybe J.J. McCarthy can light a fire under Minnesota, but I don't see it happening at Detroit.
That's still always a great matchup. So, okay, we have those two games to look forward to.
Hey, Matt Rule over at Nebraska played it well, with his name being thrown around for some of these coaching vacancies, using that to his advantage to extend a contract 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
No question. You see who didn't get a contract for 2 more years
right.
was LSU's athletic director. We talked about the governor of the state, Jeff Landry, just ripping Scott Woodward, the AD at LSU, for all the bad contracts he signed coaches to. He got fired.
Yes, get out. You're done.
Yeah.
Never mind the national championship.
By the way, he's getting a $6 million buyout. So
never mind, they did win a national championship under his tenure.
Yeah, Coach O. He didn't hire Coach O.
Well,
he didn't hire no Coach O.
Is Coach O in his truck yet, ready to go?
Seriously,
I'm only one phone call away.
I'm telling you, I think Governor Landry should bring in Coach O. I think that would spark the fire. He keeps saying he grew up going to LSU wins, and that's what they need. And you want a true New Orleans. You got to go with those Jerome.
Baton Rouge.
And plus, Coach O do it for cheap. He'd come. He wouldn't need no long-term contract.
No, man. You give me $5 million and a couple of hot dogs.
Bulldog sliding into his best dusty roads.
Let me tell you something, Gordon Foley. All right. Georgia-Florida game this weekend. Miami plays SMU. FSU back on the slate. They're playing Wake Forest, and UCF is at Baylor. Baylor's favored in that game. I think UCF might get a win. Not picking the Gators. Watch out for Wake Forest against FSU. If FSU loses to Wake Forest for their 5th straight loss, I think Mike Norvell might get bought out by Sunday if that happens. So we shall see.
A note, I mentioned it earlier, if you're a YouTube TV subscriber, college football watching is going to be a bit of a challenge tomorrow if nothing changes, because they dropped all the Disney-owned channels, including the suite of ESPN channels and ABC last night at midnight.
They did?
Yeah, it's over one of these contract disputes. Hopefully they'll resolve it today in time.
They better. Last time they did.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
See what happens.
Interesting.
All right. Mike the Bulldog Bianchi, host of Game On with Brandon Kravitz, weekday afternoons at 3 on FM 96.9 The Game.
Come join us at 3. And by the way, happy birthday to Adam Adrock Horovitz of the Beastie Boys. You gotta fight for your right to party. Follow the